You've also mentioned that at the root of every symptom, stress, or disease is subconscious emotional patterns of reaction. So explain that a little bit more when it comes to actually physical health and disease and things like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've been talking about it already, to an extent, in the sense that, when we just scan our bodies, like right now, scan your body and think about what physical symptoms your body has. Maybe you've got certain pain or tightness. Maybe your digestion is affected. Maybe certain whatever. Maybe you've been diagnosed with diabetes or whatever it might be. Just scan that. Just observe that. Now, go outside in your life and think about your bank account. And, do you feel joyful and happy and wonderful, or does that create a certain level of angst or stress? Think about your marriage or your relationship with your partner and, things that they do to really, and everyone can relate to that. When we talk about at the core of every symptom, stress, and disease is a subconscious emotion, the first thing that we need to acknowledge is what part of me is in pain, what part of me is feeling stress, and then we ask a question. And the question is called a truth question. And the truth question takes a lot of gall to call anything a truth question, because unless everybody answers the same way, whose truth is right? Yeah. The question that I'm going to ask you, and I ask everybody, and everybody answers the same way, is this. If you were given the opportunity where you could create your life, you could create a day, you could create a moment, would you ever choose to create it being allergic, being in pain, having cancer? Would you choose to have it where your husband or wife pissed you off, or you felt low self-esteem or anxious about money? Would you ever choose that?
Probably not.
Probably not, or hell no. Right?
Right.
Hell no. Nobody chooses it.
Right.
Nobody chooses it. So if nobody chooses it, but everybody's experiencing it right now, then where does it come from? Well, what we know is what isn't an action or a choice is a reaction. Something's triggering us to react in this way, and the reactive mind is also known as the subconscious mind. So at the core of every symptom, every stress, and every disease is a subconscious pattern, emotion, memory, that when it gets activated, it comes to the surface as the symptom and stress. And if we can be open, just open, to look at it as an opportunity, as a dialogue, as a conversation, we can begin through what I use as the lifeline, through the lifeline, to begin to really not only understand it, because understanding is one part, but actually make a sustainable, real change in our life, rather than just repeating the same thing, different face, different name, different day, but it's the same quality of the pattern over and over again. This is a world, this is a very reactive world. We have very reactive bodies. The subconscious mind gets triggered every 6 to 8 seconds for everyone. And so, the key is to really begin to understand, wow, what if I really understood my subconscious mind? What if I created a whole new relationship with it? How might I be able to influence my life in a whole new way? And the truth is, I've worked with so many people, that have been diagnosed with anaphylactic allergies or chronic degenerative disease process and, inflammatory bowel and, all kinds of things. And these people no longer have those kinds of problems. I don't heal anybody. The body's self-healing. But in using the lifeline, you can literally get the mind in a harmonious place in the present moment, and the body knows how to heal. I've worked with people that have had intense PTSD, obsessive compulsive, ritualistic kinds of behavior, addictive behavior, and where it's no longer going on at all. Why? Because we're able to bypass what we consciously perceive as wrong with us, because there's nothing wrong with anyone, nobody's broken. The body speaks with symptoms. Just we live in a world where money and the big pharma it turns it into a business, and I understand that. Life is, the business is in the world, but when we can begin to understand and create a whole new relationship with our subconscious mind and those emotions, then we can begin to shift, the symptom, stress, and disease that are ultimately an outer expression of those subconscious emotional patterns.